Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. Looking at the NBA here on Wednesday. Got 11 games, so a nice full slate, but a lot of injury news and some trade news even flying around as the deadline here comes up on Thursday. Just saw that the Bucks and Wizards executed their trade to get Chris Middleton into Washington and Kuzma now on the Milwaukee Bucks. So we're going to be cautious here, make sure that we have all the info we need before we place some bets down. But I do have 5 looks for you for today to add to your card as well if you're interested. Also want to go through how we did yesterday and give that giveaway out. So we've got 2 winners, one for the $100, one for a free month of VIP access. Going to show both of those to you guys right now to help you get those prizes. So if that all sounds good, give this video a like. Let me know your best bet of the day in the comments, and let's get it. Nasty night in the NBA, but we were throwing small units at long shots and alt lines last night. Didn't have that much info on the slate to really help me get my bets out in time for when I was able to do all the research. So that's why we went 1-8, but only lost 2 units despite the horrible record, which obviously is all that matters, is how much money are you losing or winning. Losing wasn't great. So we lost 2.1, still up 54 units on the season, but straight up Zubac and Cat just let me down. Cat did not do anything on the dimes there. It was all boards and points for him, and Zubac and the Clippers didn't even show up. So Norm Powell didn't work out. Zubac didn't work out. Basically nothing worked out except for the D-Lo under on yesterday's slate. So the takeaway here, I don't know. I thought assist was a great play against a team giving up the most assists to centers in the Raptors. In terms of Cat's play there, he obviously didn't dime up at all in that game. Just 2 of them on about 6 potential assists. So the potentials weren't there for him, and as a result, the assists weren't there for him. But we move on either way. 54.4 units, not going to sneeze at that. We take 2 bad nights in a row. We take it on the chin, and we move on. And I'm not too worried about it here, as I like the looks that I have for Wednesday. So let's get into this giveaway real quick and then jump into the plays I have for Wednesday. All right, spinning the wheel. We can see here, first winner that we've got up for the $100 is going to be Shadow Stefan is going to be the winner there. So we'll go ahead and get that $100 out to you, Shadow Stefan. Give me a comment on this video showing me that it is you, proving that you have that same account and that you did win. And I'll go ahead and connect with you to get you that $100. And let's see about the VIP access. And the winner for the free month of the VIP in the narrow margin there is going to be Zeke. What you doing with the 6297? So go ahead and comment on that same account in the comments of this video, showing me that you saw that you are the winner, and I'll go ahead and help you get that free month of VIP access as well. I'm also going to be offering you guys another opportunity to get into the VIP for a free month if you sign up for any of the sports books that you see scrolling underneath me. All of them are linked in the description of this video as well. Check those out. Sign up for any of the ones that you don't yet have an account with. And if you do that, I will get you a free month in the VIP. Just send me a screenshot showing me proof that you signed up for a book using code LYB, and that'll get you on Discord or Twitter, by the way, at JLBoogie, and I'll go ahead and get you a code for that free month of VIP access as we look to keep building, get over 60 units here in the next day or 2. So if that all sounds good, like I said, give this video a like, and let's jump right into this card for Wednesday. As always, going to be using propsmadness.com, the actual best tool here and most time-saving, efficient way to find the best value in the NBA is going to be using this tool. It is the one-stop shop for pretty much everything you need, so you're not going back and forth between a bunch of different sites to find all the info you need to make your bets. This is going to be the one for sure. Use code LYB when you sign up for this as well. That'll get you 25% off your first month. You can also just use this to get a 7-day free trial as well and see if this is a product that you do like before you make a purchase there and test it out for your sport for the next week or so. First play on the card is going to be an under for Cade Cunningham in a pretty tough matchup here against the Cleveland Cavaliers, as that's the first game that we're looking at. So first thing that jumped out to me is 27.5 points. Granted, he did that in one of the 2 games he's played against Cleveland this season. He did score the 33 here in 35 minutes, 14 of 24 from the field. So he really was getting into the lane and doing what he wanted. That was also the first game of the season on October 25th when they lost by 12 to the Cavs. And then in the second game, 33 minutes, 22 points. If you look at the PRA as a whole, 32 and 43. So that does get you under 43.5 PRA. And that's my favorite look here for this game to kick things off is Cade Cunningham. You can get that for -115. Just so you know, he's played the Cleveland Cavaliers. I believe it's about 8 times in his career now. Looking at this again, no, 11 times in his career. He's gone up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. 0 of those 11 times has he gotten 44 PRA. He's gotten 43 once. That was earlier this season. He's gotten 40 twice other than this time. Other than that, he's not even really getting to 35 PRA very often against the Cleveland Cavs. Granted, this Detroit team is way better than it's ever been with Cade Cunningham playing against the Cavs in his career. So it's a different scenario. It's not the only thing that we bank on here. But the Cavs are also getting a lot better on defense as they sort of struggled for a little bit of a stretch there where they lost 3 in a row and weren't winning as often. But they had a fine game on defense last night against the Celtics. They just couldn't score until the second half when they started to really come back and give the Celtics a run for their money on offense finally towards the end of that third quarter. I think they bring that momentum into this game, and it's going to be a little bit tougher for Cade Cunningham to score against a fully healthy team like the Cavs. They're missing Okoro. They're missing Dean Wade. I don't want to poo-poo those injuries, but I will say as long as they have Evan Mobley out there and a couple of on-ball defenders, they should be able to limit Cade Cunningham to less than 44 PRA. Going down to this Utah game at home against the Dubs tonight, and I'm going with Walker Kessler on the boards specifically. Don't really trust him on the points right now, but I think 11.5 rebounds against a Dubs team that is very bad at rebounding should be a good look here. If we look at down here, a couple things. Let's start with head-to-head. Obviously, only 9 in the first game. He played 20 minutes. He had 14 rebound chances in 20 minutes and 9 boards in barely any time on the floor because this team lost by 41 points to the Dubs at a time where we kind of all thought Buddy Hield might be the sort of next coming of Klay Thompson and really just fit right in with the Dubs. And maybe a bunch of other good stuff was going to happen for them. Hasn't really been the case for Golden State. So I don't think this is going to be a 41-point blowout. Let's start there, especially being in Utah versus at Golden State in this one. Other thing is going to be, I mean, if you look at the way that the Dubs have given up rebounds on the season, just look at these last 15 games or so for them. If you do it by props madness, this is going to show you sort of similar player types. If you do it by position, this is going to be all centers who have played against this team and similar players playing center against the Golden State Warriors. Goga Batadze, 14 boards. Mason Plumlee there only got the Miles Plumlee, excuse me. No, Mason, Jesus. He got the 6 boards there, but it's still more than his average. So all of them are going over 11 to 15 specifically. And then it looks like about 9 of the 15, 10 of the 15 rather have gone double digits. So pretty much everybody is going over or getting at least double digits for them, including Walker Kessler, who played against them not that long ago and got 9 in 20 minutes. Like I said, you give him 30 minutes, I got to put him at like 15 boards. And I think he's definitely good for at least 12 in this one, but I have him projected for about 13.6 rebounds versus a Dubs team that's giving up the 5th most rebounds per game to the center position. So this is a simple matchup play for me. We don't know if Lauri Markkanen is going to be in or not, but I'm not worried about that. Markkanen has not been having a good year rebounding at all. Isn't a very good rebounder for somebody his size, to be honest. John Collins comes in and eats a little bit into those boards, but especially if we don't have Lauri in there and it's John Collins, Walker Kessler, and a bunch of guards and wings, then I'm okay with that either way. So I think the 11.5 boards is a good play right now, even if we don't know yet the status of Lauri Markkanen. If you've been following this show, you know that we are big fans of Isaiah Collier, and I kind of need to get a jersey sooner rather than later. The dimes are the first look for me on Isaiah Collier. I think if you do RA, if Lauri Markkanen is not in, PRA, RA, adding a couple other things to the assist is an okay look, but I think Isaiah Collier, if you can wait for this to get to 7.5 for Isaiah Collier, which it very well should get down to 7.5, as a lot of these 8.5s that we saw are dropping down to 7.5. I don't want to have to take minus 140 on the assist for Isaiah Collier. So I'm waiting to see if I can get a better number than minus 140 on the 7.5. I just need a little bit of patience here to see what market pressure does to Isaiah Collier's assists. But let's just remember that, like, first of all, since he's been in the starting lineup and since he's been playing at least 30 minutes, let's give him at least 28 minutes per game. In these games, he's averaging 8 per game, going over in 5 of 12 when he plays at least 28 minutes this season. Now, the thing here against the Dubs is going to be they give up a ton of spot up, right? And that's crucial for a guy like Isaiah Collier, who's driving and kicking to shooters. And I think he'll be doing that a lot in this game. Both John Collins and Lauri Markkanen, even when they're out there, are both playing a little bit further from the basket, opening up spot ups for Isaiah Collier. You've also got Walker Kessler in the dunker spot for those lobs that I think he'll be able to get over guys like Draymond Green, right? Because this Dubs team is giving up the most points in the paint. It's like not even close. They are horrible, limiting points in the paint overall. They're dead last in the extended paint. They're first at the rim inside of 5 feet technically, but they're not seeing very many shots there. Most teams are finishing in the paint, but not necessarily right at the rim against this team. And it's fine. It's because they can shoot over people, right? There's no reason to have to go all the way to the rim. If you're 4 feet from it, just tap it in. You're not going to get any kind of block from Draymond at 6'6" or TJD, who hasn't even really been playing, or cement-footed Kevon Looney. So I do think think Isaiah Collier is going to be finding Walker Kessler and others around the rim down there. And then he's also going to be able to get into the lane. So if you wanted to add the points, I totally get it. I'm going to go with the 7.5 assists once I get a good number here, a little bit better than -140, which I think we're going to have before this line's closed. Looking at the Grizzlies and the Raptors here, should have a lot of points in this one. Looking at about a 238.5 total. So my first look here is going to be Grady Dick, because we still don't know what the deal is with RJ Barrett, but I want to take spot up shooters against Memphis. If you look at Memphis here down on the play type stuff, right, you can see play type analysis. Grady Dick is scoring 28% of his points off of the spot up shot, which is Memphis 18th, limiting that. But more importantly, they're giving up the 7th most points off the catch and shoot. Right. And that's a form. The spot up is a form of the catch and shoot. But the important thing here is that the way that we're going to see Grady Dick try to score, it's either going to be off of the spot up or in transition. Those are his two best plays in terms of scoring his points this season. And those are two plays that you can score against Memphis. If you're available on the wing for a catch and shoot, coming off of guys like Scotty Barnes or IQ in this game, they're going to be finding Grady Dick a lot in the corners, and probably some Kelly Olynyk as well, Jacoby Walter, those types of players, because we're probably not going to have Pirtle. Got to wait and see. Doesn't look like he's going to be a go. But if you have Kelly Olynyk out there, you've got even more pace and space for this Raptors squad. So that would lead to a few more points in general. And Grady Dick should be the guy benefiting off of that stuff. You saw he had 14 points in this last game, and that was with missing quickly, but obviously everybody else still in there as well. If RJ's out, pretty much the equivalent. In fact, it's better for him if RJ's out. If you look at Grady Dick this season without RJ Barrett, yes, the points per game are about the same for him, but he is scoring 15.8. And if you put this at 13.5, which might be available on some books for you still, this is going to be a better, much better hit rate. But he's still at 15.8 points per game without RJ Barrett this season, and actually plays a bit better with at least RJ Barrett out, but at least Scotty or Emmanuel Quickly in. Then he's a lot better because those guys get him those assists, right? You see the one that he went under without RJ and with Scotty, but the other one he went under with RJ missing, but IQ also missing, and I think that impacts him a lot. He needs those point guards to set him up a good amount. So with at least Scotty and IQ playing, if RJ is out, this is going to be a look. Just need a little bit of patience on Grady Dick as well to go over 13 or even 14.5 points tonight. Moving to Denver, New Orleans, another game here in Denver for these two teams who just played a couple of days ago, as the Nugs won by 12 in that one. CJ McCollum is the guy I'm looking at here, and I like the points and assists look for him. He had far and away the most touches on the team in the last game. That's a big part of this, right? Is that if you look at the matchup, it's going to be great. But the point is, I want to take guys who are playing minutes and have the ball in their hands, right? And he played the 35 minutes in this last game. We know DeJounte Murray's out for the season. We are going to see Zion in this game, I believe. There's nothing indicating that he's not going to play. But it's going to be he, Trey Murphy, Zion, right, and Yves Missy. Those are going to be the guys getting the bulk of the minutes out there for this team. And so CJ is just going to have to do what he's been doing, which is take a lot of increased shots without DeJounte Murray. In this last game, if you look at his points, he had 22 field goal attempts in this one, and Zion still appears to be on a minutes limit. In this last game, I believe he played 27 minutes. He barely did anything in this last one. He played 28, which is right about where he's playing every single game for Zion right now, is at 27, 28 minutes. CJ's the guy for me. Above the break stuff, if you look at this team, 24th limiting above the break threes for Denver. He's taking 40%, scoring 40% of his shots above the break from three. He's scoring a good amount of them off the spot up. This team is a little bit better against the pick and roll ball handler, but CJ McCollum shooting spot up shots from above the break three against the Nuggets, I'm going to take that. So I really like the points. The assists, I'm there because, like I said, 85 touches. If you've got the ball in your hands that much, I just want to, you're going to be doing either of them or both of them, or at least one of them a lot, right, in this game against still a very porous Denver defense that's going to allow you to get to the paint. It's going to allow you to get that floater up. You can see 24th in the extended paint right here on their opponent defense season shot chart. So there's a lot of areas, the mid-range as well, by the way, CJ McCollum, mid-range maestro. So we are going to be able to see him score against this Denver squad once again. He's now had back-to-back games against them with 24 and 30 points, right? In the first one, he was missing Zion, but he's still going to be missing Ingram, Murray, and a couple others in this game once more. So CJ McCollum to have a big game with a lot of usage once again. I'm going to take him over on the points and assists at 25.5, but I'm fine with taking either the points or the assists, however you feel more comfortable. All right, don't forget, if you do want to get a free month of the VIP because you were unable to win the initial giveaway, go ahead and sign up for any of the sports books you see listed and linked in the description of the video. Are also rolling right underneath me here, so you can get into any of those. Got a lot of options in there for you. Use code LYB, send me a screenshot on Twitter or Discord, and I'll go ahead and get you that free month of VIP access. But no live show once again today or Thursday. Going to be back on Friday with the live here as we're out of town for just a little bit, and we'll be back with that live for you on Friday. So until I see y'all next, happy betting.